Hey guys, just want to make this quick video to show you some of the issues I ran into when operating the Rammy snowblower during a wet, April snowstorm. Out of the gate here, performed quite well. Hard packed surface, fresh snow, no issues whatsoever. But on this snow, we just had a bunch of melt. It was raining prior to. When I get down the driveway, I get into a soft spot where there's accumulated water, slush, mud, and I just got too aggressive with the Rammy. And my goal here is just to show you that yes, you can have issues, and a lot of the times an adjustment in technique can prevent those issues. So take a look here, you'll see what I run into, and I'll show you some techniques too. So obviously I got to the point where I was trying to throw mud and it wasn't happening. I'm clogged up, try to use the tool here. But at this point, really the machine is too far gone. I tried too hard. It's all packed and hard ice. You'll see here I get a small clearing or a hole in the blower to try and blow again. But you can tell that once you start blowing snow again, the performance just isn't there like you saw coming out of the showroom there. So at this point, I gotta go, clean up the machine and start over. It's unfortunate, but that's what you do when you're learning to use a new piece of equipment. You can see here, it's blowing snow, but it is not throwing it out, and I'm gonna end up clogging again up here, getting out. Okay, clear it out, and then I'll get clogged again right away. So at this point, I know I'm hosed. I gotta clean and recollect and try again. I just want to show you what happened when I got into that wet, well, basically trying to snow blow water and slush. The biggest culprit right now is all that wet slush ended up building up in here. So what I'm going to do here is let it thaw out. I'm going to leave some of this wet nasty stuff again to test with, but I'm going to let this thaw out, and then I'm going to spray it down with some silicone to see if that that helps keep things going. And again, that was more user error, but you can see, like in the video, how I struggled. That once you get clogged, unless you get this cleaned out really good to where things can start flowing again, it could cause you running issues. But obviously I'm sitting here blowing dirt and mud, and not snow. So it's easy, especially when you spend the kind of money that you do on these machines, to get mad at the machine. But this right here is an instance of operator error, and then adjusting my technique. Honestly, where I was blowing there, I thought I was on concrete or asphalt. There might be asphalt under there, I just don't know from all the snow and crap that we've been doing this year, or I was too far off to the left and actually digging dirt and gravel. So again, that my issues there were operator error. As you can see, coming out of the gate, everything was running good, blowing good, until I buried it into that slush and mud. So we're going to get it thawed off. I'm going to get it cleaned up. I'm going to spray it down with some silicone, and we'll see if that helps, with some of this wet, sticky snow, and prevent some clogging that we're seeing here. Okay, so guys, I'm cleaned up, ready to try again. You can see all the mud and crap that came out of here. I mean, this is clearly operator error. I'm fortunate enough I have a greenhouse here and a hose, so I was able to hose it down and get all that free. I really wanted to try this with some silicone, but in reality I believe you're supposed to spray that on and let it dry, otherwise it's going to come off right away. So we're going to skip it. We're going to just try changing our technique to see if we can't get a little more clear, or if we run into the same issue. And then, you know, if we get another day. The problem is if I spray this with silicone and let it dry, by the time it dries, you know, with the sunshine, a lot of this snow is going to be melted or slush and just garbage anyway. So we're going to give it another try here, see what we get. But again, clearly a operator error clogging issue on my end. So we are all cleaned up, and as you can see, we're back to performing like we should. We're going to come back down and around the same spot, and essentially I'm just going to take it a little bit slower, feather up the machine with the winch. Also, if you could tell last time with how windy it was blowing in my face. I'm blowing in the correct direction now, so we'll see how it goes this time. As you can see, same machine, same snow conditions, a little bit different technique, and completely different result and performance. So again, not the machine's fault, operator error, just, you know, learning the proper technique when using a new piece of equipment. You know, and the Rammy here really isn't ideal for clearing a big parking lot. The Rammy is more so designed or ideal for a long driveway where you can get the snow up and out of the way. On a big parking lot clear like this, you would have to blow and re-blow the snow, which I'm going to show you here in the video, that you can blow and then kind of, you know, work your way from one side to the other and getting the snow out of the way. But it is definitely not efficient for parking lot clearing per se. But you may have a circumstance where this is the best option for you, and it can be done. I'm also going to show you here, I will come up and I'm actually going to clog again, but what I want to show you is if you clear that clog right away and stop and don't try to pack it through, all you got to do is jump out, poke a hole through, and continue on blowing. And I didn't have any issues. I didn't have to go in and re-thaw out again. Just simple clear and go. So again, quick jump out, stop the impeller, poke a hole through, and you'll see I'm back up and running, and I didn't have to go and, you know, re-thaw it out, re-clean it up. So if you're careful, you know, you should be able to, even if you do get stuck, clear yourself out. So as you can see here, you know, taking a half a swath, clearing a big plow berm. Here I'm going up and over my UTVs because the wind's going that direction. And then I'm going to start kind of working on, you know, clearing this side of the lot where I'm blowing, coming back and re-blowing the snow. At the end here, I am going to end up, you know, clogging again, jump out, you know, clear it out, continue about your business. But then I do end up sucking up a chunk of loose asphalt, which then puts me out for the count. So obviously not designed to blow chunks of asphalt. All right, again here, I was starting to get the hang of it, paying attention to, you know, how much I was taking, what I was taking. A couple takeaways, you know, if you do get a clog, stop and unclog it, and you'll usually be good. If you try to force more into it, all you're gonna do is create a, you're gonna pack it and then create ice ultimately, because that auger's gonna keep spinning, and it's gonna basically just turn it into a hard shell in there that you'll never get out. What happened here at the end is I actually sucked up a, it looks like a loose chunk of asphalt. So you saw the motor killed pretty abruptly. I don't, you know, again, besides from the little few scratches and paint things, didn't damage anything. Luckily it was enough to kill the motor. But I wasn't gonna fart around with it. You know, I got the Bobcat working out there, but as you can see, any of the issues or circumstances where the Rammy was not doing what it was intended were definitely user preventable, technique preventable, and then ultimately, yeah, it's not designed to suck up and spit out chunks of asphalt. So overall, really solid unit. I think with a little bit of practice, I would come up with a technique and a plan that you could clear a parking lot with it. It's obviously most efficient going like up and down a driveway, you know, long driveway, you got trees lined, where you can just blow the snow and get it out of the way. That's like the perfect case scenario for something like this. Parking lot, not necessarily efficient, but as you saw, I was able to basically blow and re-blow the snow. So you would basically want to start on one end, go back and forth, and you would have to probably take half swaths, and you know, it may get more difficult that towards the end, but it could be done, you know, especially depending on your circumstances. But you know, I don't know if anybody that was observant during the video, I mean, even that, we got a big Bobcat, you know, that's a, you know, $60,000-$70,000 piece of equipment, you know, struggling to move this wet heavy snow and spinning tires, and you got all the trails. So it's definitely a solid option, and every machine is, you're gonna have to get used to it, figure out the technique, learn its limitations and what it can and can't do, and learn the best way to approach it. So again, thanks for watching the videos, guys. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for more stuff.